Good afternoon, Judy Allen here, sliding into afternoon. I don't know about you, but it's an overcast day, and hopefully we're bringing you some sunshine with card making. Whoop whoop, that'll be nice. I'll look for bright colors today. But we're going to get started. We're using the Daffodil Daydream bundle. So we've got some die cutting. We actually did some embossing as well too. But we're going to start off simple with just stamping, all right? And then we'll work our way up. So with that, Judy Allen here in San Antonio, Texas, 80 degrees something weather. Trying to decide if it wants to rain or not. It's hard to tell. All right, we can go down the hands and let's get started. All right, so this is what we're going to be working with. This is not my 3x3, but I just wanted to show you what we're working with because this is a stamp set, and these are the die cuts that I'll be showing you some images and what I've already done with it, okay? So this is what we're going to be working with. And I'm just going to get this out of the way. And I'm just going to put this example here because I actually colored this here with some Stampin' blends. And actually on my example that I do right here, I'm not going to use the Stampin' blends. Instead, I'm going to use watercolor pencils. Hello, Jennifer. It's so good to see you. If you're out there, please say hello. We'll enter you in the drawing last Sunday this month when Zoe and Anna go live. It's always nice to give away door prizes. Alright, so we're going to use these pencils, and I'm going to use this here, and we still do have to stamp, right? So we're going to stamp. Okay, that's cute. Let's see what I did here with my stamp here. Okay, I buried it somewhere. Just a second. I guess I left this in the other area. Let me go ahead and I'm going to at least get our message stamped. It's on the big blocks. So I've got a techie here that's going to go find that for me, see what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and do the masking here while we're waiting. So all masking is this stamp has Easter blessings. Alright, I'm not going to do Easter. I'm just going to do blessings just like I did on this card here. And all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a Post-it note. In the new catalog, they're going to have some masking tape, but for the moment, I'm just going to use a Post-it note, okay? And what I'm going to do with this here is I'm just going to ink this up with a Post-it note there. So yes, the Post-it note's going to get ink on it, but we're not going to be using it, right? Okay. So I'm just going to stamp this, tap this 3 times just like I regularly would. And you can see it's wet. I'm just going to pull it off, stick it over there. And I'm actually going to stamp off. I'm going to show you the 2 colors so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's stamp 1, and here's stamp 2. And so I like this a little bit better. So all I'm going to do then is I'm just going to clean this off and do what I just did again. Alright? So if you're never sure what color you want to use or how dark you want it, that's just a good way to do it. Stamp on one so you see the color and stamp off. So I'm just going to clean that off. Let's see, I got paper here to make all the things I want to do. Okay, so I am going to sit there and we're just going to do the same thing, right? So I'm just going to tape over this again, and I'm going to use the same one, so it really doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because it's dry. See, it's dry. I touched it and it's dry. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tap it 3 times. It doesn't matter. And come over here. Because this is just masking the words Easter, right? And I wanted to stamp off first. Get the color I wanted because I wanted it a little bit lighter. And I'm just going to do blessings right there. And there we go. So I have that already on here. And now I'm going to sit there and stamp my flower on because my techie just bailed me out. Thank you, techie. Techie is here because we just were having technical issues, glitching or whatever, and it froze up, so we had to figure out what was going on. So actually now I'm going to stamp the flower on, and this one here that you see is my example. Instead of using black or basic gray, I went with a smoky slate because I really didn't want to see the black, and it was just me. And so I'm just going to use this smoky gray because it's going to give me the image I need to color, right? But it's not going to be heavy duty. So then all I'm doing is I'm just going to stamp around here. Here's my 3x3 card. I'm just going to stamp right here. And I can stamp it as close to that blessings as I want, right? And there you go. So there's one advantage to sit there and stamping your words on first so that you can sit there and see that and then sit there and color from here. So I'm through this for the moment. And I'm going to put this away. Well, I'm going to put this over to the side so you can see as we go to color this, we're going to use the blender pen and all. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to color in here lightly, okay? And then I'm going to come around really heavier on my edges. And you're going to see when I go to color this in, how it makes a difference. Hello, Lourdes. How are you doing today? I'm hoping good. I hope you guys had a very nice Easter. So I'm just going to color this in, alright? And I'm just going to sort of go at it. I don't have to like make it perfect. The reason is, I will on my outlines where I want it to be darker. So if you want to do like you did and outline it first, that's fine. And just do it lighter on the inside. You're going to see what it looks like, okay? And on this, because it's so wavy, I just sort of doodled around it because it's really about the same for me. Alright, now I'm going to just go ahead and color this in so you can see what this looks like. And you can decide which you like better. And I don't have to like perfectly color it all in. I can sit there and just do a little bit. Alright, I'm just trying to get the color, the basic color in there, right? Because of the fact that I outlined it's going to help that too. Okay, now so you can see the difference. Here is the one that I just did in pencil, and here's what I did in marker. So you can see it's the same color, except this one's just a little bit heavier than this one right here. And it's not going to matter. Let me get the green done and I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. Oops. Let's see here. I'm going to go and put a little orange right here too. Again, these are the same colors I used for the markers. And I'm just going to color this in also. And it's just I'm just lightly coloring it. And I can sit there and put a darker image on the outside, right? And I don't even have to color these all the way if I don't want to. Because again, that blender right here, just want to show you, this is a blender pen. It's different than the colored marker pens that are blender pens, that are different colors. So this is actually a clear liquid that sits there, and I'll take my watercolor pencils and we'll sit there and get my color in there. Okay, so that's all I'm doing, get my watercolor look. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. See, I'm just barely going over it, right? I don't really have to really do much of anything. I just sort of catching the edges there because I already sort of outline the other, and then I'll do the little bit in the little there, the little dab there. I hope I got the green suit. Okay, so here we go. You got what it looks right here and what it looks right here. So you just see, it's just whatever your preference is. So that is all I was going to do here, besides put some bling on here, right? We always like to put some bling on here. And I have choices. Let's see here. Let's see what the choices I brought up here. I could easily put some of this here. Here's some nice pretty colors right there. Let's see what else I brought with me here. What I pulled out really. I don't think I want that one right now. That's a little much. And then I also pulled out some little pearls. For my fans of the 3x3 paper. I don't know what you prefer the most, but I'm going to go ahead, I think, at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and grab these little guys. These are metallic pearls, so just nice and dainty. And the card is sort of nice and dainty, right? So I just want to sort of do the same thing. Let me see if it's just easier to scoop it off my fingernail here. Oh, there's one that just went off without me even trying. And I just put another one right there, right? Okay, now I got a very beautiful, simple card that I can either attach to a gift, or I can give to somebody that have the same size envelopes that you can do that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. This is our simple card, simply stamped. We just used the watercolor pencils here, and we did a stamp off there to get a little bit lighter color than this one that we see here. Alright, and the difference between these two is I used some markers here, some blender markers, and then I use this right here. And this is pencils. Okay, we're going to use this on the second card. That's why I saved that out and had it handy to show you. We are going to sit there, and I've already pre-cut some materials here. This is, can't think of the color right now. It'll come to me in a minute. It's the same color we used here to stamp with. This is cinnamon cider. Cinnamon cider. So what I've done here is I've actually cut this paper here out. This is just designer series paper. And if you want to know the dimensions, it is 5 inches. If I had this moved over, you can see it right here lined up. 5 inches by 3 3/4. So I am just going to actually put this down right now with some tape runner here. Ooh, that's pretty paper too. See how pretty that would be right there too? Yes. But I'm going for light today. I need some sunshine, so I'm all about creating sunshine today. Right? Because it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. And I've had several people that have had prayer requests and so forth and all that need some sunshine. So I'm going to send some sunshine. Alright. In the form of a card, right? We're going to create, share, we're sharing together right now, and then we're going to give it. Alright, this is Daffodil Delight cardstock, and actually I've embossed it, and I embossed it with, let's see here, I got it in my cheat sheet stuff here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see here. I did it with this in here, the gingham embossing folder. So that's all I did is I cut my paper and I ran it through the embosser, and then I'm actually going to put this on here, right here with some dimensionals, and I even brought along some ribbon. So I have some ribbon here for us to use. And then I also have some possibility of a different color of bling. This has got some pretty yellow on there. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so we've already got this down here. And I'm actually going to put this on dimensionals right here. And then I'm loosely going to put this ribbon around it. Alright? So let's go ahead and get this up on some dimensionals. And if you want to know what size this is, I always get asked, what size? What size? What size? Alright, so this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, yes, and this is a 3 by 3. And that's how I was able to show you how to exactly match it with the other. So I'm actually just going to put dimensionals on the 4 corners here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it on top of here, and I'm going to put ribbon around both of them. Okay, because I can. You can do whatever you want, right? It's your creation. That's the beauty of this all, is you don't have to create it like I created. You can, hopefully I inspire you. That's the main thing, is to be able to inspire you to go and make something. Whether it's the same, whether it's different, whichever. Just go out and create something and give to someone. To see how pretty that's going to be. And originally I was just going to center it, but I'm going to actually end up doing it like that, I think. So I like that. And I'm just going to tie some ribbon right down here. Actually, I'm not going to tie it, I'm going to glue it down. Let's see, where's my glue dots here? I'm just going to wrap it, right? I'm going to put some bling, and if I want to add a little bow, I can. If I don't have to, right? I don't have to. But I am going to at least put some ribbon around it, because I think the ribbon's beautiful. It looks good with it. This is gold. That's what it says, gold, just a gold ribbon. And I'm just going to do it right now so it looks like it's wrapping the flowers at the bottom, right? So I'm just going to take it here and go across here. And then I'm just going to put a glue dot back here. And where's my glue dot? Right there. And then we'll trim it from there, right? So I just sort of eyeball it. I don't get anything out and measure it. That's too much for me. If you're a person that it has to be exactly... Oh, I didn't get glue dot on there. If you're the type of person that has to have it exactly measured, then go for it. It's just not something I prefer to do. I just sort of eyeball it. It is a handmade card. It's, you know, it's made with love to give somebody. But it doesn't mean I have to be perfect, right? I try to be as close as I can there, but, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, then I'm just going to take my scissors and trim this off. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to put dimensionals on the bottom of this. And you know, when I have ribbon like that and all, I just go ahead and stick part of it onto the ribbon, and that way it's going to help it stick down even more. Not that I expect it to be an issue or anything, but hey, you know what? It's a tool to help me secure it even more if I want to. Like I said, I'm going to do this diagonally because I actually like that. You know what? There we go. Just giving somebody some blessings today. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to also grab some of this Wink Stella. And I'm just going to put some of that here on this daffodil. Which, you know, that'll help darken a little bit too. It's still, even though this is pencil and we've done everything already, it still pick up a little of that color and blend it a little bit. And you sort of see how it's doing that just a little bit. Main thing is we just want to get our shimmer from our Wink Stella on there. That's the main thing. And you know what? Let me do the leaves too, because I can, right? It's just a brush stroke is all it is. So some shimmer right there. Oh yeah. So you can see it. See how that shimmer, you should be able to hopefully see that shimmer. Yeah, a little bit there. You can just get the lighting just right and see the shimmer. Alright, so from that I'm just going to add some bling. And I'm going to add these yellow ones. These are actually the end colors this year. And so I'm just going to add the little yellow. But actually, and I'm actually going to put one down here because I can, right? You can do as many as you want. You know, if you want more than, I did 3. You want to put 5, put 5. In fact, I got 2 off there at the same time. So let me just move that little baby. Right there. And then I'll just put another one right over here. Alright, so we used 5 instead of 3, but there you go. Just a beautiful stepped up card. We stepped it up by going from just stamping to adding some background, using dimensionals, using some ribbon, and we actually did some embossing. So from there, we're going to actually step it up even further. Alright, so you want to know how we're going to do that? Well, I'm inspired. Here's a card that I created, and I was inspired by that, so I want to do the same thing similar. It's not going to be exactly the same. I don't think hardly ever do anything exactly the same, except we do a retreat or a class or something. I'll do it. So this one, I'm actually going to sit up here. I'm not doing any embossing. Oh, hello, Ashley. Let's see. What are all the craft contests for right now going on? It is more one craft. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Ashley. What we have is at the end of the month. So usually when you post stuff here, we do a door prize drawing on Zoe and Anna stamping on Sunday. At the last Sunday of the month. Unless you're talking about the retreat. And then at the retreat we do have door prizes, but the retreat's not until May 7th. And we have door prizes there and everything that we give all kind of stuff away. If that's what you're talking about. I'm not sure. Alright, so what we're going to do here is I actually originally was going to sort of duplicate this card here but do it with daffodils, but I'm going to say instead I saw this as I was putting things together and thought, you know what, I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to go ahead and add this. This is nothing more than a 3.5 by 3 3/4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt this sideways just like this a little bit, and if I have to trim it off, I'll trim it off. I'm going to actually put this down with tear and tape here, or stamp and seal, not tear and tape, because that'll be tearing, right? Alright. I hope that answered that, Ashley. If not, either I can talk to you a little bit later, or maybe it's a different question. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this right here. And I'm just going to angle it, because I can, right? And then this paper, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to angle it where it crosses over just like this, because it's beautiful paper. And after I did this and everything, I wanted to use it. But I'm going to go ahead and, so I'm going to cut some of this off. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to literally trim it down, okay? So we're going to do is trim it down. Yes, this is beautiful paper on this side too. And yes, we're going to put tape on it and actually flip it over so we're not going to see it. Because it's all beautiful paper, right? And it's just about creating a card and what works for us. So I just wanted to, the reason why I wanted to tilt this just a little bit more is I really, really, really wanted to see both of these colors because they're both very pretty. And I've almost got it to fit, but it's a little off. So all I'm going to do is flip it over and trim it. Alright? That's all I'm going to do. And then from there, we're going to work on putting together our daffodils. And I just want to show you too, I did save a picture earlier because, I was trying to think, I didn't have any fresh daffodils to show you or myself. So what I did is I actually went online and let's see here, I'll show you. Okay, daffodils come, you can see that daffodils come in all sorts of colors. And I even found some daffodils that were green. But you can see the different color daffodils. Let's see if I can find the green ones for you there. Maybe not. Let's see if they come up or not. But they were actually green daffodils. But you can go online and Google daffodils and you'll see all different colors. But I just want to show you that they come in all different colors. So you can do whatever you want to do. In my case, here I'm going to be ended up doing my layout just like this here. I'm going to have this like right here. But I'm going to have it up on dimensionals. So I'm just going to set it aside a moment because right now I'm going to work on building the daffodils. And I am going to get my message up here. And my message on this one was going to be Happy Mother's Day. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp it so I know what I'm going to work around. And let's see here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to stamp off like I did a while ago. Alright. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to move some of my stuff I've done right here. And I'm going to use my sheet of paper again. We're not masking off this time, but I did stamped off once. And then I'm going to come over here and this time I'm going to stamp over here to the right. Alright. So it's not exactly like I did the first card I did. Alright. But it'll give you an idea. So at least it gives you an idea of, by stamping off, what you can do, right? So from here, I'm just going to build my flowers around this. So I showed you the die cuts in the beginning. And I went ahead and assembled them. So you see where I've taken the different, these are all die cut. Alright? And I just glued the centers together. And the reason why I just glued the centers together is because I like to give it a 3D effect. And that is basically where I just come in here and I can just do like this to this right here. So if you just leave that center open, you can come in fuss with this a little bit any way you want to. You can use a pencil, you can use the bone folder here. You can use whatever you want to. For me, it was mainly just separating like this, so I just had some depth is all I wanted to do, okay? So I'm putting one here. Let's see how we're going to lay them out. I can do them any way I want, right? I want to lay it out here first with this down here, we can. Or I can do this over here. I think I'm going to do this here, so I don't want the big flower to take over. And I also have this little bitty one, and I'm going to save it to last because I'm not sure what I'm going to put in. But I'm going to at least go ahead and get these guys down because here's my stems. So I've got different stems that I die cut out. And you can see where I can easily put those down. And I'm just going to do that where it's going to make like a bouquet. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually use tape. And some of the tape might go over. We'll see. Let's see what it does. If it goes over, that's fine. I'm just going to roll it with my fingers, okay? And so what will happen when we get through is you say, well, yeah, my flowers or my stems are longer than, yes, my stems are longer than my picture, and that's all I'm going to do is just sort of roll it. If it's over a little bit, I'm just going to roll it under, okay? It'll roll just fine. And then I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to put my stem. So I've already got it right here, and I'm just going to put it where I can see where it's going to go, right? And because, okay, keep in mind, this is going to go here. So if I want my flowers to overlap and come over here, that's fine, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to come down and I'm going to put my stem right here. So I know where my stem is going to go. I'm not going to have it going all the way down the page. I'm going to have it just stop right there. Okay? Save these other parts though, because you can usually use the stem for something else, right? And so now with that, now that I know what this flower is going to be, then all I'm going to do is use a glue dot to sit there and get this stuck down. I can use tape or a glue dot, but I'm going to use a glue dot. or 2. And I'm just going to put it right there in the center. Alright? And there you go. And I'm just going to put a couple of them there because I can, right? Okay. And then all I'm going to do is make sure my flower is going to be turning out like this. So all I'm doing is I'm just eyeballing it, right? I'm just sort of eyeballing it the way I want it. I'm just going to do it like this here. Okay? So the edge of it will still be on the card when I mail it, but it's also outside that one dimension right there, right? Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing over here. I already know I want my right up here. And I'm just going to get me a stem. These are actually leaves, and right, you can tell the difference is the actual stems for the flowers. Not to say I couldn't change it. Let's see, I may not have another one. I might have dropped it somewhere. Okay, but it looks like this, like I did right here. Okay, so maybe I didn't cut 3 of them. Maybe I just thought I did. I got plenty of leaves. Okay, well, we're just going to use the one I had leftovers from a minute ago, and that'll work just fine. So I'll just take this piece right here, and I'm just going to, I'm just going to eyeball it right there. So let me just get some tape on here, and we'll do the same thing. And I could have buried it right underneath where we're at, but it doesn't matter, right? It's all about adapting. Sometimes I can't find something after I've had it, especially if you're staying up late at night. Yeah, I still don't see it. Okay, so I'm just going to stick it right up here, okay? And I can tilt it sideways a little if I want to. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to put some glue dots here on back. Let me move this out of the way a second. And I'm just going to put some glue dots on here, just like I did with the other. Yep. So Ashley, did that answer your question? I don't know if I answered your question or not. You're still there. Alright, I took that off. Oh, that was different. Alright, hold on just a second. Let me get this here. I don't know how I managed to do that, but that was different. Okay. Did you just roll with it, right? Okay, let me get that glue dot on. Just need to take the paper. Alright, and then again, I'm just going to twist it however I want to. So actually, my goal is to have it like this. And actually, if I wanted to, I could do it just like that, right? So I can do go over. We already decided I can go over. Again, you can see how that'll work. That'll work just like that. And then we're actually going to put this in the middle. Okay? And let's see how that looks. Actually, it looks like right there. So we're just going to sit there and put this in here as well too. And I'm just going to have it coming in like that, alright? So again, I'm just going to put the tape over here. Now this one, you can't really, it's like a little bulb, so it doesn't really fluff up, right? It doesn't really fluff up. I could work at it, maybe get to do something. But, you know what? I didn't, but I could. Alright, I'm just going to do it like this, alright? Because with flowers, don't they cross over one another? Yes, they do. So from here, then, it's just a matter of us putting in leaves. And those leaves can go over. And I notice I did not put this up here, and that's because it allows me to overlap leaves, right? So I'm just going to use a glue dot here. Okay, thank you, Ashley. If not, you can always ask me again later, too. But thank you for joining in today. I enjoyed it the other night. We were able to get together and create together and talk and visit. That was really nice. I enjoyed that. Alright, so I'm just going to keep on adding. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep on adding greenery. Alright, until I feel like I have enough greenery. That's all I'm going to do. And then what I'll do in the end is I'll come and I'll trim it. Now I do just use the glue dot for the moment because you know what? Just like I used the 3D and I fluffed up the petals, I can do the same thing with the stems, right? They don't have to necessarily be flat. They can be, but they don't have to be. So if you want to see how this is shaping up, all you gotta do is put it like right here. And that way you can see how it's shaping up. So you just keep on adding leaves until you feel like you have enough leaves. And that's all I'm going to do is just keep on adding leaves and more leaves and more leaves. And I can do it now or I can also do it later. But while we're here, I'm just going to add a few more leaves, and I'm going to stop, okay? Because I can add leaves until this thing, the whole page is full, right? So let me just see how far out this is. Okay, so that's about where I want that leaf. I don't want it too much further than that, right? Okay, so I'm going to put a glue dot on it. Make sure I have it turned the right way. Really doesn't matter, right? If you go outside and look at your flowers right now, or any kind of flowers anywhere, you'll see the leaves go all kind of different ways, right? Because it's nature. It's going to go however the wind blows it, however it lands, and that's just what it's going to do. Okay, so right now I just got those all stuck to one another. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these off, because I can add more leaves. But at least when I get a look for you guys, give you an idea. And I'm just going to put this up on dimensionals. And we're going to add some bling. And then I'm going to try to come back later and add some more and post a picture with some more leaves on it. Because I do like a lot of leaves. And you know what, if I wanted some veins down those leaves, I could actually just put some down the middle, right? Okay. So, I'm just going to do this right here. And then we will finish up for today, right? Okay. I'm just going to go ahead for right now. I'm going to put it right here. Right here in the center. And as you can see, this is very similar, except I didn't have the background, right? And I didn't put any ribbon on here, but I still can. But I think before I did more ribbon, I want to sit up there and most likely add more greenery first, right? And then I'll put some ribbon around it where it looks like I've tied it together as ribbon. But meanwhile, this is what I've got so far right now. And let's put some bling on here. While we're still all together, let's put some bling on here. And actually, let's see here. I had choices, again, it's the same choices I had earlier. But this one, I actually just want to do like I did before, when I did my original Mother's Day card. I'm just going to put this here. Because this is nice and sparkly. This is iridescent. You know what? I don't know. I'm going to put it right here for the moment. Because, right, we don't know how many more I'm going to put up here as far as leaves. And I want room to put leaves, but at least I put some right there. And I'm going to put just a little bit of Wink Stella on the top part of this here because I can, right? There's nothing to say that you cannot put Wink Stella on just the cardstock. And so I'm just going to do it on this upper level. So you can see I got the 2 layers. That's all from the die cutting. And all I'm going to do is come through here and I'm going to put some Wink Stella on here. And it's just going to give it that little bit of sparkle shine. It's not overwhelming, just enough to give it that little glistening look. And it's easy. Yeah, I'm holding the card up and you can see where it just gives it just that little bit of sparkle. And that's all I'm going to do. Besides adding more greenery. I know I'm going to add more greenery to this. But I think I got all that yellow. If not, you can add it all day long. Let's see, I got something in here. What is that? I don't know what that was. Okay, it went away. Alright, so there we go. This is our 3rd card of Keep It Simple, Step It Up. We stepped it up, adding more layers by doing 3D cutting, die cutting, giving it 3D effect, and adding leaves, and we'll add some more leaves to it. But at least I want to show you where we started simple. We stepped it up by adding ribbon and adding some bling and adding some height here with some dimensionals. And then we turn around and here's our 3rd one here, where we've done the same thing. We didn't do embossing like we did here, but at least we added more paper and we stepped it up and we're adding actually the flowers that we've cut out. So with that, let's see if I can find myself here. With that, I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope you decide to follow us and continue to keep up with things and whatever we got going on and what we're creating. And if so, you're here on Facebook, if you'd follow and like us here. We're also on YouTube, where we post all of our videos, and we also post pictures of everything that we create on Instagram, and I believe we're on Pinterest too. So if you just follow and like us and share with others, I mean, it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we're going to put it out there and let you tell us what you liked best. And with that, look forward to seeing you next week. Have a blessed week. Go out there, create, share, and give to someone. All right. See you next week. Bye.